Almost every week, a parent sits across from me and tells me, I think it's tics, and more often than not, they're only half right. A tic is sudden and repetitive, something that happens to a child rather than something they've deliberately and consciously chosen to do. Most genuine tics start small, somewhere between 5 and 7 years old. An eye blink, a nose scrunch, a throat clear. Tics also tend to wax and wane over time. Worse for a few weeks, then quieter, then flaring back up again. Before most tics, children feel a premonitory urge, a build-up of tension the movement finally releases. That build-up feeling before a tic, then the release once it finally happens, is usually the clearest clue that a clinician looks for most closely. Many kids manage to hold a tic back all the way through the entire school day, only to finally let it go the moment they're back home and safe. Doctors classify tics based on exactly how long they've lasted and on whether both movement and sound tics are present together. Stimming looks repetitive too, but the actual purpose is different. It's something the body does for a child, not to them at all. Many autistic children genuinely describe stimming as calming or satisfying, almost the complete opposite of how a tic usually feels. Stimming tends to show up around fairly predictable moments, while tics come and go in that unpredictable, wave-like pattern. Tics and stimming genuinely aren't mutually exclusive. Research suggests up to 2 in 5 autistic children have both. Restlessness from ADHD reads differently, more like a steady, jagged hum than one isolated action. ADHD-related movement tends to ramp up during boring tasks and settle right down once a child's genuinely engaged. A parent, a clinician, and a watchful child can all stand around one single movement and read 3 stories. Research suggests tics affect a meaningful share of autistic children, considerably more than the wider general population. Tics, autism, and ADHD really aren't neatly separate boxes. A child can genuinely have all three. No single rigid box ever truly holds every child, and forcing one rarely captures what's genuinely happening underneath the surface. A magnifying glass turned toward social media reveals a far blurrier, much harder to classify picture overall. Since around 2020, clinicians worldwide have watched tic-related hashtags on TikTok rack up close to 5 billion views. This newer pattern tends to appear suddenly, often in teenage girls, with complex movements from the very start. Sudden, complex movements appearing overnight in a teenager look different from the small, simple tic a 5-year-old starts with. This genuinely isn't a child faking it at all. It's a real, recognized presentation that deserves a specialist assessment of its own. See a specialist promptly if movements cause real pain or injury or seriously affect school, sleep, or friendships. A short video filmed at home often tells your pediatrician far more in 30 seconds than any lengthy description ever could. The first treatment for genuine tics isn't medication. It's a structured behavioral therapy called CBIT. Tics wave in and out with a warning urge. Stimming is purposeful and calming, and that overlap is normal.